All right, post-game thoughts. A lot of hours after, 8 hours later. I'm going to talk about how all of this is sustainable. I think after this 3-0 start, right, it being a win to the Titans, so two of the wins being to winless teams, right, Dolphins and Titans, and one win being against a Broncos team who looks shakier than I thought a lot of us thought as they go on to lose to the Chargers today. There's a lot of people questioning, like, okay, they're 3-0, but so what, right? This gives me shades of Pacers late last year where they were beating bad teams, but they were either dominating them or finding ways to pull it out at the end, kind of like that Broncos one, right, that they just won. And I remember telling people, this is big, this will translate. Because if you're able to either crush teams or win the close games, then, I mean, you're doing it, right? You're just doing the thing. And when it comes to football specifically, if you can run the ball, you have a reliant offensive line and a reliant running back, you're going to be good. Add on a super sustainable tight end who is phenomenal, right? I think he's going to be a top 5 tight end this year, period, even though he's a rookie. Maybe top 3. He's that good. And then you have Downs, Pierce, and Pittman, who all contribute, right? I'm wearing the Pittman jersey. He goes crazy, 76 yards and a touchdown. Pierce has a huge catch and a couple other ones. Downs as well. There's really not a part of this offense that doesn't gel. They punt for the first time today, technically yesterday now. But the offense is so sustainable. This is what's throwing me for a loop. Because, honestly, the defense looked great again. Ward came back in Latu, and you felt their impact immediately. Ward making great plays, and Latu brought so much pressure. Now, the Titans' offensive line is obviously pretty bad. You got to play the Rams next week. That's a whole different discussion. And I'm not coming out here to be like, oh, man, Colts are going to come crush the Rams. But I'm going to tell you right now, my immediate thoughts are close game. My immediate thoughts are field goal level game. I don't think that there is a team in the NFL right now, and I'm even talking Ravens, Eagles, Bills, even those three, that will beat the Colts by more than 10. There is not a team in the NFL right now who would come into Lucas Oil or on the road the Colts would lose to by more than 10. I've not been able to say that since 2018. This is the best Colts team since the Luck era, the end of that Luck era, and it's because they are great. They're set up everywhere. Jonathan Taylor is running like 2021 Taylor. He's not only running, but he's catching the ball at a very good rate and making plays out of the backfield. Like I mentioned, Warren is doing amazing, not only catching the ball, but in the second half, when he was asked to do less of that and block for Taylor, guess what? He's upping guys. He's blocking guys, throwing them, getting them to the ground. So, Warren does it all. I had a feeling that if the Colts were somehow going to end up good this year, it would be Warren. And he has done one of those things where he has changed this culture around, right? Carly on the sideline, the owner, being on the sideline, I think is huge. If you're being watched by your supervisor or your manager at work, you're doing your job differently. You're doing it properly, and you're doing it more efficiently. Maybe you are not scoring as much, right, quote unquote. So, like, you're not maybe getting every red zone drive a touchdown, but you're scoring field goals. The big difference I see this year in the red zone, for example, is instead of making a bad play or a risky play that gets intercepted or a fumble or something bad happens, Colts are getting at least 3 points every time, right? That adds up. You go down and get 6 points instead of 0, right? You're being less aggressive down there, but you're able to get field goals. That eventually turns into touchdowns later. So I get the red zone efficiency thing scares some people. It doesn't scare me. Doesn't scare me, especially with how productive this defense has been. They had a fluky week 2 game, but they were missing Latu, they were missing Ward, and these guys came back and looked phenomenal, looked like really, really the real deal. First game, Cam Bynum doesn't get a turnover, but he still had a really good game. I love the way that Lou was able to run the defense today. He brought those cornerbacks and safeties up to the line a lot of times to freak out Ward. They did that week 1 as well to Tua. I think you need to do that against Stafford when you play the Rams. It'll be interesting. I need to think on that game, obviously. But all around, this 3-0 start is sustainable. I'm seeing a lot of comments on the internet right now saying this is like the 3-0 start that the Saints had last year. Not even close. Not even close. The quarterback play is so much better. JT is just so much better than any of those players in that Saints team. I mean, shout out Kamari, he's good, but dude, JT's better than all of them. They have a sustainable tight end and then receivers. This team is sustainable in general. They've always been solid. They were just missing a quarterback. Daniel Jones has been more than just a good quarterback. He's been a great level quarterback for this NFL team. And the Indianapolis Colts are a team that nobody wants to see. If you're a fan of the Rams, you don't want to see the Colts play your team this coming weekend, right? If you're a fan of any team, and you see the Colts coming on your schedule today, you're like, dang, we got to play the Colts because they're pesky, they won't give up, and they're going to score. And their defense is tough too. So, all phases of football, the Colts are getting it done. 3-0 is not a fluke, and it's an amazing start to what I think is an 11 to 12 win season from what I've seen right now for the Colts. They look like a top